Welcome to our 2026 Scholarship and Educator Award Luncheon. We are so happy that you came and joined us today. My name is Shannon Schramm. I am the Executive Director for the Byron Center Chamber of Commerce and honored to be here today. I would like for Donna Hogeboom to please come forward, and she's going to start us in prayer today.
Father God, we thank you today for the blessings you have given us here in Byron Center. We ask your continued blessings on our schools, our businesses, and our community. As we celebrate our seniors and our teachers today, we ask that your hand be on each one today and in the years to come. We are so grateful for the food that has been prepared and ask that you bless it and those who prepared it. May you be with us in our comings and our goings, in our triumphs and in our sorrows, that we will see your hand even in the small things. In your name we pray, amen.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Byron Center Chamber of Commerce, I want to sincerely thank you all for being here today. It is truly special to gather together to celebrate excellence in our community. And there is no better reason to come together than to honor our outstanding students and educators. Before we begin, I would like to recognize the incredible leadership team that helps guide our chamber. Our dedicated board of directors and our amazing ambassadors are here today. These individuals volunteer their time, lend their talents, and serve as champions for our local businesses and community initiatives. Their commitment to the Byron Center is what allows programs like this to thrive. I would also like to take a moment to recognize our scholarship committee, Donna Hogeboom, Leslie Emmons, Josh Bernstein, Joni Vandertil, Linda Gritt, and Ron Cook. Please give them a round of applause. This group devoted countless hours to carefully reading all 30 scholarship applications, conducting interviews, and facing the incredibly difficult task of making final decisions. It is not easy when the applicant pool is filled with such impressive, deserving students. Their dedication, thoughtfulness, and commitment to fairness truly reflect the heart of this chamber. I would also like to extend a heartfelt thank you to our generous sponsors who made this event possible: Masterpiece Flowers, VK Civil Engineering, especially Nate Briesman, and Venue Bella Giornata. Your support not only helps us host this celebration, but it directly impacts the lives of the students and educators we are honoring today. We are so grateful for your investment in our community. Let's begin by recognizing our 2026 scholarship recipients. Would Leslie Emmons and Donna please join me up here?
Good afternoon. I'm Leslie Emmons, and I'm one of the assistant principals at Byron Center High School, and I'm proud to be here and share some good things about our recipients this afternoon. Like Shannon said, it's really difficult to select, especially when a big chunk of them come from Byron Center High School. So I come in and I'm pretty biased, but we did have some really outstanding candidates from the Christian schools, and so we get to honor one of those as well today. Recipients, when I call your name up and talk a little bit about you, I would like you to stay here until everybody goes through. So I'm going to start with Adam Clark. Adam, if you join me up here. Adam will be attending University of Michigan for mechanical engineering in the fall. He's driven by his passion for creativity and innovation and understanding how things work. Inspired by an inventor, Chris Bowden, and the Geek Group, he has developed an impressive ability to teach himself complex skills, from soldering and circuits to repairing just about anything. What stood out most to our committee was not only his curiosity and his innovative mindset, but also the joy he finds in sharing his knowledge. Through tutorial videos, his own website, combined with his appreciation for nature and thoughtful personality, Adam's creativity, self-motivation, and desire to help others is what left a very good impression with our committee. Congratulations. Holly Lawrence. Holly will be attending Ohio Northern University to pursue a career in dentistry while continuing her love and passion for golf. She is inspired by her grandfather and the balanced life he modeled for her. She hopes to follow in his footsteps through both her career and the way she serves others. What stood out most to our committee was her uplifting spirit, her genuine kindness, and the way she balances academics, athletics, and entrepreneurship with her grace and determination with Holly's wreath. Her servant heart shines through in everything she does, especially her volunteer work, where her positive energy, her willingness to help others left a lasting impression on our committee. Congratulations. Kevin Lopez Valier. Kevin plans to study finance and continue baseball at Calvin University. He's excited for the opportunities ahead and motivated to create a successful future for himself. Whether on the field or in the classroom or with friends, he is known for being very humble. He's very kind-hearted and someone others can always count on. That was from his friends. It means a lot. He values his friendships and support he has built within the Byron Center community, which he has encouraged himself to stay grateful, work hard, and give back. Above all, this is to you, family. Family means everything to him. He credits his strong family values and support of his loved ones for shaping who he is today. And he continues to strive to make you guys proud every single day. Congratulations, Kevin. Riley Podrowski. Riley will be attending the University of Michigan this fall, studying neuroscience, which hopes of one day making a meaningful impact on the lives of others through the medical field. What stood out about Riley to the committee is her perseverance and her resilience. After being not selected to the volleyball team, I might get choked up because this is really impressive. She chose not to let that disappointment define who she is or diminish the love that she had for the sport. Instead, stepping into the coaching role to help 7th grade girls, invested her time and encouraged them to be successful. Throughout her interview, her servant heart, her joyful spirit, and her ability to uplift those were very impressionable on our committee. Her compassion, her determination, and positive outlook, along with a hope to surround herself with people who challenge her to be the best version of herself, left us in awe. Congratulations, Riley. And last but not least, Thaddeus Vanderlaan. Thad will attend Calvin University to study speech pathology or special education, inspired by a meaningful relationship and experiences that shaped his heart for serving others. What stood out most to our committee was his sincere and powerful way he spoke about his best friend, Caleb, and how that friendship taught him to recognize the value, the potential, and unique gifts everyone has in life. Guided by the example of his parents and grounded in his faith, Thad's compassion, authenticity, and desire to advocate for others, and all the abilities to reflect that kind leader and encourage, he already has instilled in his community. Congratulations, Thad. Congratulations. These are our 2026 recipients.
And we are going to let you guys take your seats, and we will do some photos shortly after so that we can continue through the program. Thank you so much. One of the most meaningful parts of this process was the opportunity to surprise each of our educators of the year in their schools to let them know they had been selected. Those surprise moments filled with emotion, gratitude, and sometimes happy tears. Those celebrations would not have been possible without the incredible cooperation from the school administration. We are so appreciative of their partnership in helping us honor these individuals in such a memorable way. Education is the foundation of a strong community. We invest in our students and recognize the educators who shape them. We are investing in the future of Byron Center. Today is about celebrating hard work, dedication, leadership, and heart, qualities that each of our scholarship recipients and educators of the year embody so well. It is truly an honor to stand here as director of the Byron Center Chamber and celebrate these remarkable individuals. Let's recognize just some of our amazing Byron Center educators. When I call your name, please join me up here. Sadie Boyd from Byron Center Christian School. And we have someone here that is going to be speaking on behalf of Sadie. Please welcome Kristen Van Weering.
Thank you. I'm Kristen Van Weeren, the Director of Faculty Development at Byron Center Christian School. And this is Sadie. She teaches 4th grade. She is exceptional. Do you know this book? Have you read it? Yeah, if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk and then maybe a straw and a napkin. The little write-up I did for you follows that pattern. So you'll get to know Sadie in my little write-up called If You Give Sadie a Classroom. So if you give Sadie a classroom, she's going to fill it with love for kids. And when she fills it with love for kids, she is going to make sure every child feels seen and supported and challenged. They'll know they are God's kids. And when she notices students have different needs, she's going to dig into the data and adjust her instruction and work tirelessly to help every learner succeed. And when she's helping students succeed, she's going to use all of those educational things like data charts and learning targets and reflections, because she knows that really good learning matters. And when learning becomes meaningful, those kids are going to get really engaged. So engaged, in fact, that they might spend a whole day living out of a suitcase just to learn about immigration. Or they might spend time making Play-Doh to practice their fractions. Or they might become prayer buddies with preschoolers during the month of Lent. Or they might practice economics by earning money for jobs, paying penalties, right? And paying teacher taxes. Well, I might have to find out what that's about. Because when you give Sadie Boyd a classroom, she is going to teach students not only to learn boldly, but also live boldly for Jesus. And when students learn to live boldly, teachers around her notice. And when other teachers notice, they are going to seek her out. They're going to seek her out for encouragement and even some coaching. And when they seek her out, Sadie is going to listen first. Then she is going to ask thoughtful questions, offer practical ideas, and help teachers grow without making them feel overwhelmed. And when teachers feel encouraged, they become stronger teachers. And when teachers become stronger, of course, all of their students and the whole school benefits. In fact, the fruit of her work extends into homes and communities and ultimately the kingdom of God. And because Sadie is always willing to grow herself, she's going to lead some professional development, share her ideas generously, and model effective teaching practices for others. And when the school day ends, you might think that Sadie would go home and put her feet up and rest, but she won't. Instead, she's probably going to head to the middle school wing to organize play rehearsal. And when she gets there, she's going to rehearse and encourage and laugh and model and teach kids how to shine on the stage. And when students feel safe enough to shine, they begin believing that they are capable and valued and loved. And through all of this, Sadie somehow continues to show up every day with diligence and humility and joy, while balancing the challenges and blessings of being a new mom to Ruth. And when you watch the way she teaches, coaches, encourages, serves, and loves others, you'll realize something important. Sadie Boyd doesn't just teach teachers. She doesn't just teach students. She builds community. She reflects the love of the Lord. Sadie Boyd is a remarkable Christian educator. She lives out our school mission daily by helping to provide an excellent education rooted in God's Word so that our students are lifelong servants. So if you give Sadie Boyd a classroom, she is going to change lives. And that is why I am honored to celebrate her as an Educator of the Year.
Love you. We love you.
Congratulations, Sadie. Thank you so much. That's for you. Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you and congratulations, Sadie. The next person we would like to recognize is from Zion Christian School, Michelle Deutschman. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And Eric Wieringa is here to say a few words about her.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Eric Wieringa. I am the Director of Development for Zion Christian School. I have the privilege to tell you a little bit about Michelle Deutschman, and over the last few years I've been able and privileged to work alongside of her. It's truly an honor to be here today and to introduce someone who has a tremendous impact on the lives of students and families and staff members at Zion Christian School, Michelle Deutschman. Michelle serves as our Learning Enrichment Services Director, but her title does not alone fully capture what she has helped to build over the last 20 years. Michelle was hired to begin our LES program at Zion during the 2005-2006 school year. And through her vision, compassion, and tireless work, she has grown it into an essential and deeply valued part of our school community. One of the greatest things Michelle and the LES staff have accomplished is to almost completely remove the stigma that can sometimes surround learning support services. Recently, I had a conversation with a family, and they shared with me that they were concerned that their son was going to be bullied or picked on for receiving help during his English composition class. But that never happened. At Zion, our LES department and our educators have normalized and accepted this part of school life, that now our students just see it simply as their classmates receiving a little help so they can be successful. That culture did not happen by accident. It happened because Michelle and her team immersed themselves into the life of our school with humility, compassion, consistency, and their love for the students. Michelle faithfully oversees and supports the LES staff while organizing student accommodations, intervention support, testing, and individualized learning services for many families. She works tirelessly alongside teachers and parents to help these students grow in confidence and reach their God-given potential. Yet, while giving so much of herself to Zion, Michelle has also remained deeply devoted to her husband Jeremy and their 3 children. She serves others faithfully while still prioritizing her family and living out her faith both inside and outside the classroom. Michelle leads quietly, compassionately, and selflessly, and her impact on our students and school community is impossible to fully measure. Michelle, thank you. Thank you for loving our students so well and for building a program that reflects both excellence and Christ-centered compassion. This recognition today is incredibly well-deserved. In Matthew 25, verse 23, it says, "Well done, good and faithful servant." I believe that verse truly reflects Michelle's dedication and commitment. So please join me in congratulating one of the Byron Center Chamber of Commerce Educator of the Year, Michelle Deutschman.
Congratulations. Thanks, Michelle. That's for you. All right. Denise is going to get a few mics set up here for me. Our next group of educators, I guess we'll just say, man, Countryside, they got it going on over there. I have 3 educators that we are going to honor. So we're going to do all 3 of you together. So when I call your name, please come up. Allie Betcher, Carrie DeVito, and Jenny Boglich. And we have the principal, Cindy Vivine, is going to be speaking about these wonderful ladies.
I'm grateful that I get to have all 3 up here at the same time because we kind of do everything together at Countryside, don't we? We're just a big team that support each other. So first, you guys are so beautiful. First, I want to talk about all 3 of these women. They're not only amazing educators, people that have an enormous impact on children, incredibly hardworking, incredibly compassionate, but also just plain incredible people, incredible humans. Each was born with an innate passion to make a difference in the lives of children. They come in each day with a positive attitude and demonstrate the patience and consistency that the children that they work with need. Each has a story that brought them here today. A story of going the extra mile in a situation, every day with a particular student or students, that does not even include the larger impact that they have with their smiles, their collaborative spirit, and the drive to never let someone down. So you rarely see these women take a day off, take their personal days, or throw up their arms because they are just so committed to not only the students of our building, but also our staff. So I'm incredibly proud of all 3 of these. So I will start with Carrie DeVito, who's in the middle. Carrie is our behavior interventionist at Countryside Elementary, and she's the first to arrive when a student has a need to provide that support. She manages so many proactive supports in the building. She's always thinking ahead about where, if somebody's not here today, who's going to be down there to support a child, what are things that we can do to even support staff when they have something going on. Those many proactive supports are what help our children to be successful. She mentors others, and she's highly respected and counted on by her peers. She's sought out by adults when they need a friend to help them, when they themselves are dysregulated. Yes, that happens with teachers. To share a celebratory moment, to share something that has happened with a student that is a huge milestone. And we need to remember to stop and do that, and she does a great job with that. People who come to her to ask for ideas. Every child in our school knows her by name. Every child knows her by name. At the beginning of the year, we had a slideshow, and picture popped up on the screen, and you could hear throughout the audience, but one out loud in particular, like, Mrs. DeVito, which just tells all of us how much she's cared for by everybody. She's a celebrity out and about in town. She's so involved in the community of Byron Center, especially in baseball. So she is a celebrity. And she's also one that's not soon forgotten by past students. And if they see her, they will let her know how important she was to them. A good example is, and I'll come back to the story as well, but we have a student that storms are very hard for him. So as you can guess, yesterday was exciting. So, you know, the wind started blowing, the rain started, it got dark, and then of course at Countryside, the lights went out to make it just a little more exciting. And before anybody could even say, okay, where do we go? What do we need to do? Carrie was on her way. She knew a little guy in 2nd grade who has a weather chart that he keeps track of the weather by the hour all day long, was not expecting that to happen, and she needed to get there to support both him and the teacher. And that just represents who she is. And I'm just so grateful she's on our team. All right, right next to me here is Allie Betcher, and she is one of a kind. Her calm demeanor and her huge tool belt of knowledge and strategies that she has brought to Countryside is just what we needed. She's highly regarded by her teammates, and she's an incredibly valuable member of our MTSSB team, which is our multi-tiered system of supports. She's creative. It's amazing the ideas she comes up with to work with our students, and thoughtful and supports for students, and she builds very strong relationships with families. And we all know those partnerships are very important to walk together so that we can solve problems and provide supports and help for our students. She works with mentors that come into our building. She leads behavior academies. She teaches classroom lessons. She creates 504 plans. She consults with teammates. And the list goes on and on. So I have ... on my paper. And I remember the day that I was able to take her to the administration office and introduce her to Dr. Messina and to Mr. Wisbicki, our superintendent and assistant superintendent. And I shared with them later, it was I don't know what came over me. I felt like a proud mother. I was so happy to let them know that I had found somebody that I knew was going to have such a profound impact in our building, and we weren't wrong. You are amazing, very talented, and excited for all that you bring to our building. Now back to the student that has the high level of anxiety, has the weather plan. He's new to our building this year, and really had a longer than usual period of separation anxiety, months and months. And the time that Allie has poured into the student day after day, 4 hours. And we all knew they were down there and she was supporting him. They had special plans, but little did we know that they were silently working on a book. And this young man, along with Allie Betcher, published a book that talked about anxiety and what do you do, and it's now in our library. It's in his classroom, and it's just an example of how Allie goes above and beyond, and again, so grateful to have you on the team at Countryside. All right, and Jenny Boglich. Jenny began with us first as a special education parapro. She was a classroom teacher before moving to the area, but she started working with a student that had some very high needs, and he became a part of her family. He was like your son. And after 2 years of watching him grow and become more and more independent, which is our goal, she decided it was time for her to head back to the classroom, and she treated that child with compassion and respect. She provided support and encouraged him to be the independent learner he is today. She made the decision to go back to the classroom, and every person in that first interview, because we interview as a district, we have all the principals from the district together. When she started talking, even after a couple words from her, it demonstrated the true passion she has and the just undeniable instinctive talent that she has. And I think after she walked out of the room, we were all fighting. Like, I want her. This year, is just another example. She had a young man moved into her classroom mid-year, and she had a relationship with that student from the year before by just being in his classroom. But it was a young man that needed a little bit more love and care than the average bear. He didn't come as an easy child. And just, he knew when he walked into your room that you cared for him and that you loved him, and you say that to him every day, and it has turned his world around. And I was just recently in her classroom, and I watched her draw sticks, lucky ducks, something to like, who's next? And without missing a beat, nobody in the classroom knew what she was doing. She saw that it was his number. She slides across the room. She just kind of flashes it to him, walks away, because he needed that. He needed that time to prepare, to say, I can do this, and not shut down. And that's just instinctivly something she does all day long, is thinking about what she can do to ensure every one of her kids are successful. And again, that's what makes you special. Oh, and did I mention, since she is a classroom teacher, that her students' academic growth for her first year in first grade at Byron Center is absolutely outstanding. So she juggles that social emotional part with making sure her kids are ready to go on to second grade and do the best that they can do. So I am so happy. Well, first let's clap for Jenny. I am so happy that these individuals were nominated and then selected to receive this award. Each is very deserving, and I am so blessed to be the principal of the building that they chose to be in and bring their talents to us. And I also want to thank the Chamber for recognizing the many talented people in this room. They're here today because you represent the field of education and the powerful impact you have on the children and just our world. So thank you.
I gotta look at you guys. Congratulations. Thank you so much. You're in the right order. Thank you. Congratulations. And that's for you. Thank you. Yes, congratulations. All right. Thank you so much, Kristen. All right, next up, I would like to invite Jamie Dennett from West Middle School and Principal Chris, I'm gonna screw your last name up. Vidanardi?
Rainy day, Vita Rainy.
Vita Rainy.
Like a rainy day.
I really didn't do well.
Thank you. I promised Jamie, who loves to be the center of attention of any room, that I would be succinct with my words so that he wouldn't have to stand up in front of everybody for too long. So thank you for this opportunity to introduce Jamie Dennett, science teacher at West Middle School. Jamie has been teaching in Byron Center since 2010, possibly earlier. Records were inconclusive of when he may have started coaching, but at least since 2010. I think that's when we started paying you. That maybe would be a better way of saying it. And over the course of the last 15 plus years has impacted the lives of thousands of students. Some of which I think are actually here today and were nominated for some scholarships prior to this. Jamie was nominated for this award by a community member, and that member's words speak volumes about Jamie as both an educator and as a coach. And his words were as follows. I'm proud to nominate Jamie Dennett for the Outstanding Educator Award. Jamie is an exceptional middle school teacher who brings energy, curiosity, connection to every lesson. His students thrive because he makes learning exciting and accessible. He's a teacher truly loved by all. Beyond the classroom, Jamie serves as the varsity head wrestling coach at Byron Center, where he mentors student athletes with the same dedication he shows into his teaching. His leadership on his wrestling mat and the football field has made a lasting impact on the youth of our community, helping them grow in both skill and in character. Jamie's passion, integrity, and commitment to his students make him an outstanding educator in every sense. He is highly deserving of this recognition. These words ring true from things that I have observed at West over the past year. Jamie creates a space where students feel welcomed, are challenged academically, and are supported through their struggles. Jamie is here today with his wife, Kara, and he also has 3 children who attend Byron Center Public Schools, his sons Tegan, Quentin, and his daughter Azalea. Please join me in congratulating Jamie Dennett.
Congratulations, Jamie. Thank you so much. All right, last but not least, I would like to welcome up from Byron Center High School, Aaron Bastick and Principal Troy Reedy.
All right, well, hello everyone. As Shannon said, I'm Troy Reedy. I'm the principal of Byron Center High School, and I have the honor of talking about Erin today, who I've gotten to know over the past 3 years, and I've seen firsthand why she's so deserving of this award. First, I just want to say thank you to the Chamber as well, just for recognizing educators like this. It means the world to people who work in education, so just thank you for doing that. And then thanks for all the friends and family who are here today too, because that just makes it all the more special. So I first just want to give you Erin's teacher stats, which you'll see like on social media in the fall a lot, but just want to give you kind of her background as an educator. So this is the end of year 23 in education for Erin. 22 of them have been in Byron Center. So started at the middle school and then been at the high school ever since. 3 different buildings. She's had 8 different principals. We were discussing at our table whether that's a lot or a little in 23 years. We're not exactly sure still. Her first job in education, she would say, was coaching basketball for her younger sister and teaching piano. And her first teaching job was at a private school in Grand Rapids for 1 year before she came to BC. She's taught everything from 7th through 12th grade in her time, spent 1 year teaching social studies, and then the last 22 teaching English, which she's very happy about. I asked her as well, not really a stat, but just what her favorite class she ever taught was. And I just want to read her response as opposed to me talking about it. She said, Modern Lit this year. The year I got to experience Maddie, my daughter, as a student for the first time, and I will never forget it. So family is super important to Erin. We'll hear a little more about Maddie's side of her mom as a teacher and as a parent as well. She went on to say, I also love how we've adapted our senior curriculum to fit our students' needs beyond high school. We're doing a great job of preparing them for a career and college, and I have felt that all my years teaching, these past 5 have been the most practical, useful, and important teaching in the classroom. And that response, I think, highlights 2 really important things about Erin. 1, her family, who's all here today to celebrate with her. But then 2, just the high standards she sets for herself, for the experience she wants to provide for our kids. And they've done a lot of work on our English curriculum along with Leslie Emmons to get that into an awesome spot. The most important mark of a great teacher is the impact they have on students. So I wanted to hear from some students what they thought about Mrs. Bastick as a teacher. So I pulled a couple kids out of her class and just said, tell me what makes her a great teacher. And there were a couple things that stood out. Every single kid started with, she always brings a smile to school every day. And then they also followed that up by saying, I always felt so welcome in her class. And that was all, I think 5 or 6 of the kids I talked to started with those 2 things. They went on to say she's always incredibly enthusiastic and makes learning fun. One student said, like, English is usually like down here for me, but when I have Mrs. Bastick's class, I really enjoy it. The other thing that a couple of them commented on was that she always has their best interest in mind. And they talked about times where maybe they were pushed to do a little better on an assignment or held accountable for something, and how they realized that was just Mrs. Bastick looking out for them and their best interest. She also has Brady and Maddie at the high school right now. Brady wrapping up his junior year and Maddie just wrapping up her senior year. So I wanted to talk with them too about what makes their mom either a great teacher or person or both. So I pulled Brady, who was about to bench press like 300 pounds or something like that. So I got him off the bench and just said, what makes your mom a great person and a great parent? And the first thing he said was, she does so much for our family. They're very, very busy with sports. They have baseball all summer long, all year long, really. And Brady just said, she gets us to everything. She is at everything. And that's one of the main ways that they know how much she cares about them. He also said, she always says she wants to be her best for her family and for her students, which I think rings true with some of the quotes that we mentioned earlier as well. Then I talked with Maddie, who, as I mentioned earlier, has had the experience of having her mom as a teacher this year. So I first wanted to talk with Maddie about her mom as a teacher. So I just said, what makes your mom a great teacher? And the first thing she said is, she is so fun. She followed up by saying that she has authority and accountability in the classroom, but the kids really just enjoy her and her class. So then I asked her, what will you remember about being in the same school with your mom over the past couple of years? And she just said, I just love seeing her in the hallways and being able to give her a hug. And we were just talking at our table that her group of friends hangs out outside her mom's classroom in the morning. She pops in whenever she can, and that's something that they'll really miss. The last thing I asked her was just what makes her a great mom. And she said her family is insanely busy, and that her mom does a great job managing it all, job, work, raising a family, and that's something that she really looks up to. And that was the last thing she said, is she's such a great role model. And Maddie is about to start at Hope and start her own path towards education and being a teacher, and she has a pretty awesome role model to look up, not only as an educator, but just as a person. So Erin, congrats, very deserving award. We're super proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, Erin. For you.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Wow. Byron Center's got some amazing educators and students. We're going to get you out of here on time, so I'm quick. Today we celebrated determination, leadership, compassion, and excellence. We honored students who are ready to take on the world and educators who have helped prepare them to do exactly that. Byron Center is strong because of people like you, people who give back, people who step up, and people who believe in the next generation. Let's give one more big round of applause to our 2026 scholarship recipients and educators of the year. Thank you all for being here, for supporting this mission, and for continuing to make our community something truly special. I personally want to give a thank you to Dr. Messina. I have the pleasure of often being able to email him, scheduling a quick meeting, just to kind of talk about what this event is every year and what we're hoped for. He is always so good about shooting out ideas, and anytime I come up with a new idea, he's always willing to embrace that. And I also want to thank all the administrators that have worked with us to be able to honor all of your educators and students each year. Thank you again.